The pause that refreshes when you're shopping. What are you wearing, Queen Elizabeth? I'm wearing Walmart. It's beginning to look a lot like early Christmas. How early is too early regarding Christmas? Well, in Canada, our last holiday before Christmas is Remembrance Day. So I would say any time after Remembrance Day is fine, which is November 11th. It may be pretty early to some people, not too early for me. I think it's fine. I just thought I'd talk about some of the things when I was a child and growing up and different things around Canada that mean Christmas. First, I want to start off with what should we start off with? Christmas tree. Okay. So when I was a child, we would always get a real live Christmas tree. But at a certain point, we started thinking that it was kind of cruel to cut a tree down. So we got an artificial one. And that was good for a few years. And probably saved a bit of money as well as trees. That was good. Decorations. My mom would have some really nice, bright, shiny decorations. She wouldn't go really over the top, but we had a few. I remember her big red bell, like one of those things that folds out like honeycomb paper, and she would hang it over the dining table, and it always made me kind of laugh because it was so big and ungainly, and it's kind of corny, and I loved it. But we would do that. She always set an awesome table for Christmas. Mom, you are something else. So we would always, well, not at the very beginning. We always had to wait until the morning because, you know, Santa was going to deliver everything. But as we got a teeny bit older, my mom and dad allowed us to open up one gift Christmas Eve. And then we could finally sleep at least a bit. But I do remember somewhat, my mom filled me in on the details, a little 4-year-old Ravy and her 5-year-old brother, and we decided that we were going to catch Santa Claus coming in through the door. We didn't have a chimney, so he came through the door. So we decided to hide behind the couch and wait for him to show up. And cut to the morning, and we're waking up in our own beds. And I tell ya, Santa Claus, I think he moved us into our own beds, put gifts under the trees. Point one for Santa. But it's funny, I don't understand why that we believed in Santa, but we also knew that Mom and Dad had presents up in the attic. So I don't know how we put those two things together. But yeah, we would go looking for where the gifts were hidden. So, you know, we watched all the specials. Charlie Brown, always. A Christmas Carol with Alistair Sim, the best one. Rudolph and Frosty the Snowman. And yeah, you had to watch those things. You just had to, or it wasn't really Christmas. We would put our socks or stockings over the back of the couch, sometimes on the bottom of our bed, because like I said, we didn't have a fireplace, we didn't have a chimney, so I don't think Santa's going to come through an oil heater. But yeah, and every year at a certain point we could hear, in an evening, we could hear the Salvation Army brass band playing outdoors. They were like just under a street lamp just by the side of our property, and it always gave us the kind of the happy shivers, and they'd come up and ask for a donation, but it was always like, I mean, Christmas when you hear the Salvation Army band. And when we get our presents, I don't know why we did this, but we would always say, oh, the kids are asking us, what did you get for Christmas? What did you get for Christmas? And we'd joke about saying we were Jewish, as if Jewish kids don't get presents for 8 days for Hanukkah. So, but we didn't know. I mean, there wasn't a huge Jewish population in the town I grew up in, so we just, what we heard. It's funny when you think about, there's people out there who think that you should tell your children whether Santa Claus is real or not. I believe in just letting them find out themselves. But, I mean, they say, well, you know, it's honest and we don't want a fairy tale. And I'm thinking, well, you don't tell them that their dolls and their toys aren't real, you don't say to a little girl, your doll isn't real, she's not your baby, she's not. I mean, you try to foster an imagination, and I think that's what Christmas is. It's just fostering an imagination. I mean, why wreck that? If you don't wreck the doll thing, it doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, there's nothing wrong with an imagination. So here I am talking about, is it too soon for Christmas? And they're just talking about how great Christmas is. I guess it's never too soon. We don't always get snow here. We live in Canada, but the island doesn't get a lot of snow. We might get 1 or 2 days a year. That's about it, except for in some cases where we've had a lot more, but those times are rare. And, you know, leading up to Christmas, we would always go tobogganing, sledding down hills, and there's always these kids who had those crazy carpets, and they would go so fast, but they had so little control. And I remember one particular year where it was so cold we could skate on some frozen lakes, which was pretty cool. You know, we have this same Christmas dinner that a lot of people had, the turkey and all that stuff. I'm a vegetarian, so it's a tofurkey for me these days, which is totally fine by me. I'd rather not hurt an animal. That's just me. Boy, I just threw some shade. It's not good. I'm trying not to. So, what else can I say? I don't know, Christmas is pretty awesome, and even though I am also Wiccan, most Wiccans that I know, they celebrate Yule and Christmas because, let's face it, it's all about the solstice. Either the sun is back or the sun is back, if you get what I mean. I doubt that Jesus was born in the winter, but it's symbolic. I do believe in Jesus, I just don't know if he was born in the winter, and I think it was an attempt to overlay on top of the more pagan concepts of the solstice. But it's all about the light returning, and that's why we have, you know, twinkly things and glittery things and light bulbs, and we decorate our houses with lots of lights, and it's all about the light returning. And then the trees are all about life being evergreen through the year, and the gifting of gifts is based on gifting the solar child or Jesus. or I guess there's a lot of stories out there about the sun coming back. One of my favorites is how the First Nations, the raven returning the light on the solstice. And take two, camera shut off. Why does it do that? I don't know. So one year, I tell you about my perverted snowman, snow woman. One year, I don't know what was going on in my head, but I was visiting my parents. I think I was in my 30s, and I decided to make a snow woman when we got this huge dumping of snow. And I decided to make her anatomically correct. So she had nipples and she had pubic hair. I actually went and got some, I thought, well, what can I use to color? And I went and I found some of my mom's spices and I took a little bit out and I colored in parts. So yeah, I'm sure the neighbors didn't appreciate it. It didn't stay up too long. I even got embarrassed. I don't know what I was going through. But yeah. Now, did you guys have crackers? We always had Christmas crackers. Well, for as long as I can remember. Maybe a little bit later when I was growing up, when we were being a little bit more fancy. Christmas crackers are part of British tradition, and you know, I got some British in my background, so my Christmases for the most part were happy and joyful and just beautiful memories. I mean, there's some things marred my Christmases at times, and I won't go into that, but you know, whose family is perfect. But you know, I will always appreciate Christmas. I'll always love it, and I'll always celebrate it. I'm one of those people that I'm still a kid inside, and I'm never gonna stop being a kid inside. And you know, I'm a Christmas person. I love Christmas. I hope this made you feel a little bit like, you know, into the season, rubbing you up for the start. Maybe you're one of those people that just gets tired at Christmas, you want something quiet, but I just like all the joy and the family and the friends and the being together. And yeah, so with that, we will go on with our week. And sorry for the late upload, but I've just been kind of busy and a little bit overwhelmed by things. And but I hope you have a good one. And keep warm, keep toasty, keep your stick on the ice. No, that's somebody else. That's a hockey term. And I will see you next week for more Christmas stuff, more Yule stuff maybe. Okay guys, have a good one. I love ya.